Hello world, it's Suma, and today we're talking about the ways you can use astrology for manifesting something in your life. Astrology and magic has always been closely intertwined, and given the right time, you can force and you can force your manifestation and make your intention stronger with some like extra energy that comes from the stars and the universe. So there are several things you can use, and the third thing that we will talk about, it's the new moon. It's the most popular probably thing and technique. People use new moon for manifesting all the time, for creating an intention. So why do we use actually the new moon for creating an intention? In astrology, moon represents our subconscious mind and our basic behavior, our emotions, our emotional needs, and so on. And sun, it's your true desires. It's something that shines from a person, that lights the person up and makes you you. Sun makes you special in a way. And also the luminaries are the most important part of the psyche. When we look at a person's natal chart, we look at ascendant, moon, and sun. These are the most important celestial bodies. Ascendant is not a celestial body anyway. So when these two planets, the conjunction of these two planets, it creates this cycle of a new moon that we have each month. And so how do you use it? Of course, you can use anything during new moon, but you can specify your manifestation and specify it to your natal chart. So what you need to do is to look at the degree where the new moon occurs. For example, the upcoming new moon will be on the 10th of March, and it will be in the 23rd degree of Pisces. And you look in your natal chart, this degree, 23rd degree of Pisces, in which house it falls. You have your natal chart, you look at the cups, you have first house, second house, the third house, and so on. And you look where is the 21st degree of Pisces is. And depending on what house does it fall into, you can specify your manifestation and focus on the spheres connected to this house. I'll give you a quick overview of the houses if you don't know their meaning. If it's the first house is the house of our appearance, of our body and our personality and the way others perceive ourselves. So if you want to change the way people view you or something about your character or appearance, the new moon in the first house, it's a good sign. Second house, it's about your finances and resources. The third house is about your communication. It's not your close friends, it's just communication with people, studying, but not higher education, more some courses, something like this. And short distance travels also, it's about the third house. Fourth house, it's your house, home, and family. So you can manifest something connected to your home itself. I don't know, change of furniture or anything like this, or maybe a relationship with your family, something like this. The fifth house is about your hobbies and your people who admire you and your children. The sixth house, it's about your health and your work, but not change in a position, but more work environment, your daily routine, something like this. And also pets. Sixth house is also about pets. The seventh house, it's relationships. And relationships not only romantic, but also with partners, business partners, something like this. The eighth house, it's about major transformations and maybe living through a crisis if you are in one, because it's the house of crisis. Also about resources, but other people's resources. Somebody's money. You can manifest money as well, yeah, with the eighth house. The eighth house is long distance travel and higher education. The 10th house, it's your social status and work, your position in work, You can manifest promotion or like change in your social status generally. It can be even marriage, official marriage, if you want to, because it's the change of your like status. The 11th house, it's our friends, community, and friends and community, and your colleagues maybe. And the 12th house is all about your spiritual journey. So you can manifest during the new moon each month, and when we have the eclipse, an eclipse is like a new moon or full moon, only stronger because it's happening around the nose. You can definitely manifest something because it's like the energy is even stronger, and you use actually the same technique. You just you can look in the house that eclipse falls into, and the new moon, the eclipse, which is the new moon, and you can manifest something. And if you're advanced in astrology and you know about the aspects, you can also use aspects and to see where you can manifest something. For example, if the new moon is happening and like around your planet, it conjuncts your planet. Conjunction is the best. You can also watch some other aspects. So if the new moon like touches any of your planets, you can look at the houses that the planet rules. For example, we have Mars in 21st degree of Pisces, and we have the new moon like on the 10th of March, and Mars is the ruler of your first house, for example. And it's placed in, oh my God, I have to calculate it. So if Mars is the ruler of the first house, okay, for example, you're a Scorpio ascendant, and it means that Pisces, it will be your 9th. So Mars is in your 9th house, and the new moon is in your 9th house. And you can manifest long distance travels and education, but you can also manifest some appearance changes because Mars rules your first house. And if you understand what I'm saying, you can use it. If not, like you cannot use it. The next thing that you can use for your manifestation, it's your lunar return. It's like a solar return, but it's lunar return, and it happens each month. How do you like understand the time when it happens? You look up where is your moon placed in your natal chart. Up to a degree and minutes, like where is it placed, and you can just Google like calculate my lunar return and calculate it using some site, or you can just it's the best option actually. But if you like cannot find a site, you can just look when the moon will be placed in the same degree as in your natal chart. For example, your moon is placed in the like 7th of Aries. And you look like when the moon will be in the 7th of Aries. And you can actually look if you're advanced in astrology, you can look up your lunar chart for the month. It's like a prediction technique. And but if you don't understand anything, you can just use this time to manifest something in your life generally, because your moon is placed in one house, and you can I think it's not a good idea to manifest something connected to one house like each month. It's probably strange. So you can just manifest anything that you want to, because it's like your personal renovation each month. Your subconscious mind, it's your subconscious mind, it's your moon. It like it has its cycle, and it's your personal cycle of the moon. So, and the next thing that you can use, it's your solar return. It happens each year, and it's around your birthday, but not exactly. But it's not always exactly your birthday. It can deviate like in the range of 24 hours before and after your birthday. You have to calculate it using some site again, or you better use some site. Okay, and you can, and during your solar return, you create an intention for the whole year. It's like lunar return and solar return, they're really similar, but lunar return is for each month, and solar return is for a year. If you're advanced in astrology, you can look up your solar return chart and use this information for your manifestation. At least, for example, where is your sun placed in your solar return chart, and at least house, for example, and use like this information. For example, the houses that I mentioned earlier. for example, Sun is placed in the 4th house, and you can change, and you want to change your house, something like this, in the solar return chart. And the next technique I want to tell about is transits, and it's a bit complicated if you're not advanced in astrology, but still. So transits, it's the movement of the planet at this very moment, or at the moment that you look up this planet placements. For example, I can look up like the planets placements for today and see like Mars in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, and so on. So how you, this is actually a technique for prediction. You can predict like using transits, and so the transits have this dynamic usually, where the planet makes 3 or 5 aspects to your natal chart planet. How does it work? The planet goes somewhere and makes an aspect to your natal chart planet. Then it stations and it goes back like in a retrograde movement, and it makes an aspect again. Then it goes forth and it makes an aspect again. If it is retrograde again, it can go back and make another aspect, and go forth and make another aspect. So we have like 3. It can be 1 actually if it doesn't go back, and it depends. So we can have 1, 3, or 5 aspects. If we have more than 1 aspect, for example, 3 aspects, what do we do when we have the first aspect? So we look up when the first aspect will happen. For example, your Neptune conjoins your Mercury, and you look up when will the first aspect happen, the second and the third. When you have the first aspect, it's the beginning of this cycle, of this transit. And if you do some actions connected to like the things that you want to manifest, for example, if your Neptune conjoins Mercury, and let's say Mercury is the ruler of the seventh house, and Mercury is the ruler of the first house. You are Virgo ascendant and Pisces descendant. Mercury is the ruler of the first house. Pisces is the ruler of the 7th house. So when you have your first aspect, when Neptune conjoins Mercury for the first time, you look around and you try to notice things that are connected to this transit symbolism. If you don't pay attention to it like exactly, it may be hard to notice it, and you just have to like be mindful about this transition and look around and notice things. And this is how you understand where the aspect is going. Like this is the beginning of the cycle. And you can do some like specific actions to make this transit go your way, the way you want it to go. For example, your Neptune, which is the ruler of the 7th house, conjoins your Mercury, which is the ruler of the 1st house. And you can like start searching for a partner, or like go on a date, or do some specific something specific that can lead you to end up in a relationship, if you want relationships. Or you can start some partnership with like business partnership, anything like this in this moment, like specifically, because it's the beginning of this cycle. Of course, it's with transits, it's much more complicated because we have like different planets and they have different like strength and different effects. Some are moving fast, some are moving slow. Maybe I'll make another video on it, like more and explain it like better. But if you know transits, you can understand this technique and also use it for your manifestations. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and have luck with your manifestations.